Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos where I share with you just how I Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos where I share with you just how I grow orchids in Jamaica. Today I am on one of my doctor's visit where I am actually in Junction, St. Elizabeth. I am visiting a friend's garden. This garden is something to behold. We went to Alligator Pond some time ago and we met with the Dendrobium orchid whisperer. But let me tell you something. Today we are at the Dendrobium Queen. And so, if you want to see just what she has in her garden, why don't you just stick around? So, we are literally in Junction, and this is the garden of Maxine. And Maxine started growing orchids perhaps about what, 2 years now? And let me tell you, she is growing like a pro. So, what is so spectacular about Maxine's garden is not just the fact that she has beautiful blooms, but the lovely layout, the garden ornaments, and the way she utilizes things around her. It makes her garden even more special. Just look at her signs. Wow, show me love and you have happy plants. And isn't that true? Yes, once you show your plants love, then you are going to have happy plants. Just look at this jitamy. This jitamy is, I tell you, it's out of this world. And where she lives, it is actually very warm and the sun is very hot. And when I say hot, I mean very hot. And for the entire day, they don't have a lot of rainfall here. But the fact of the matter is, the orchids love when there is not, especially the Vanda orchids, when there is not too much humidity. They love the heat, but then you have to water them quite often. And I think that is what she does. Of course, she has her seating. What is this? Let me see what this is. This looks like a driftwood. That looks like a snake. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's actually a driftwood, and it is painted and it actually looks like a snake coming out of her garden. So this garden has so much character. So it's not just beautiful blooms, but it is full of character. And I love that about this garden. And once you drive past this area, because she's basically on the main road, this garden is quite obvious. Wow, let's delve in a little bit more on the beautiful blooms and the keep and care of her plants. Look at this Dendrobium orchid. Oh my God, it is just so bright. It is just so nice and such a healthy and hefty plant. Oh, yes. See there? She has her plants in actually large pots and she plants them in gravel and charcoal. That's her Dendrobium orchids. And I take it that's the same thing for her Vanda, but in a while we'll look at that. And just look at the multiple spikes on them. What a showpiece. I tell you, this garden is something to behold. Look at this area. Oh my Lord, such a beautiful sight to behold. Let me zoom out a little bit so you're able to also see her background as well. She has a little greenhouse here, and I noticed that she does a lot of repurposing. So right here, the fan head or the fan, yes, and it is filled with charcoal and construction gravel, and her Cattleya orchid is just doing well in it. So she has quite a number of different types of orchids. This is a little greenhouse where she has also other plants because the area is so hot. Oh, I'm seeing something around the back here that is drawing my attention. Let's get closer to it. Oh, yes, look at this. This is actually a half a clay pot. And what she does, she actually mounts the orchid on the clay pot. And the orchid is actually loving it. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Yes, quite awesome. So this is her greenhouse. And of course, in order to enter her greenhouse, you have to get permission. I mean, this is like a toll here. What a beauty. What a beautiful sight. So this is another Cattleya orchid. Let me see if I can find the tag here. It is Cattleya Purple Cascade, and it is actually cascading. So it has one spike here with 3 flowers. It's actually going off, but it's fine. It is still beautiful. So let's enter this other area. Here again, she has her outdoor seating. So you can come in the garden and you sit down and you have your cup of coffee. You see that? Look at that. So she made this little table out of tires. So she has repurposed the tires, and then you can sit there and just have your cup of coffee. Quite nice. And what I like about it, it is not crowded. You have space to actually move around. There you go again. This is the top of a toilet bowl. And see, it is used to make a nice little sign saying sunrise, sunset garden. And indeed, this garden is a sunrise, and the sun sets here as well. On the fence, this is where she mounts a number of her plants. So these are not established, but I just quite like the concept. All right, let's turn around. There is a palm tree right here, and on that palm tree are mounted a variety of orchids. So let's see if we can get a little closer so you can see it properly. So right here, yes. So these are not blooming now, but they have latched on quite nicely. And I'm sure when they are in bloom, they are going to be quite beautiful. So she doesn't want to be on camera, but that's fine. We are here to see her beautiful garden and just enjoy what is happening here. So this is a Dendrobium orchid and what seemed to be a small Schomburgkia mounted on a tree stump. And this tree stump is actually planted in the soil, and it is such a beauty. Ah, this one, I have a plant of this. Awesome. I have mine shaded. I perhaps need to take a piece and put out in the full sun. Oh there, yes. So let's look at it from this angle. All right, let's take a walk through her pathway. So this is her pathway. Let's take a walk. So we are going to enter here. She has roses and of course periwinkle, and along with desert rose and other plants. So her garden is not just orchids. A lot of plants are incorporated within her garden, and she uses up whatever it is that is available to her to make sure that it enhances her garden. Ah, look at this. I'm heading towards a super plant right here. This Vanda I'm looking for the ID, but I'm not seeing the ID right now. But this plant seemed to be one of those older ones. It usually gives off a lovely show. And here is one that I believe is quite new. The blooms are waxy and looks like perhaps a burnt orange with yellow inside. And let me find the tag for you. There it is. A gorgeous one. A lovely one. So this is her Vanda bed, and alongside her Vanda bed, she has a few Dendrobium orchids, and of course the seating and so forth. So lovely, lovely, lovely. So this area with her bench is just so nice. Look at that. So you sit here with her telephone and you can make your phone calls and you just sit and enjoy the beauty that is around you. This is such a beautiful garden, I tell you. This reflects the mind of the person who has this garden. It is telling me that she is a happy person, because the happier you are, the more beautiful and bountiful your garden will be. I just love it here. I would sit here all day. I would sit here all day. It's a nice place to sit and have a cup of coffee. You see, the thing with orchids, you have to be consistent. And if you cannot be consistent, then you're going to have a problem. And depending on where you are, it requires different keep and care. Wow. What a beautiful sight. So for the sun Vandas, she will water them 2 times per day because it's really hot here, you know. So watering is key. And you notice you're not seeing the yellow leaves and stuff because of the way she waters. So you really have to have time to really take care of the plants. And she does. And yes, and we appreciate that, because for those of us like myself who have to go to work and take care of the garden and do all kind of things, it's sometimes very hard. So we are going to look at another area. This area is to the front of her home. And again, this garden is filled with character and lots of seating areas. I like the seating area right here. The seating area is between 2 lovely Dendrobium orchid beds. Look at that. Look at that. So we are going to zero in on this Dendrobium orchid bed. Wow, this is indeed a beautiful sight. Blooms galore, that is what I would call it. Blooms galore. So if you want to see orchids blooming, come to Maxine's home. Wow, look at this one. I think I have this one, but not seeing the tag there, but I'll get the name and post it. And Dendrobiums of all different shapes, all different kinds. Look at that. This is mixed with the king dragon. A lovely, lovely collection of orchids. I don't do well with the Dendrobiums nowadays because I realize the Dendrobium orchids really likes to be out in the sun. They like the warmth, and where I live is very cool. But I'm not giving up on them because they have been my first love. All right, so let me zero in on this other bed. Okay, so this bed, in it, I'm seeing the bowl of a water closet. And in that bowl are 2 orchids. So she repurposes just about anything that she has. And then she adds character to what is happening. What a beautiful sight. Little beds all around, and what she does, she will layer the bottom with gravel and just place the pots on top of the gravel. And most of her orchids are in large pots and they are just loving it. So that's one section, one side. Let's go to the next side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's zero in on this section. Okay. All right. So from another angle, another section. Let me zero in on this other section and see how best we can work with the lighting. All right, so we go closer. I quite love this one. Dendrobium down Udorn. Yeah, look at that. So dendrobium of all different colors, all different shapes, all different sizes. Look at this. This looks like Scissor Red. Yes, that's a Scissor Red. That's a Scissor Red. Yes, let's get closer. That's a Scissor Red, yes. And this plant has on 4 spikes. So whatever she is doing, I tell you, she needs to continue to do it. And then this bed is actually bordered with bromeliads. Here, it's bordered with bromeliads in pots. Beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, this is her personal garden. And she does it out of love. Okay, this is another area. I tell you that this garden is just filled with character. This is actually a water closet bowl. And in it is a stump. And on that stump are bromeliads. And I'm seeing also a few succulents. Yes. Beautiful. Along here again, she has made this little stand. Just use the wood and mount it onto the wall, put some nails in it, and there it can hold quite a number of her orchids. Ah, what a beautiful one. Beautiful. And then this has a number of other spikes coming up. Okay. So tell me if this is not plant heaven. Huh? This is a personal plant heaven. There we go again. Look at this. Oh, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And she utilizes all her space, because right here in between her veranda and the wall, she put a little plant stand made of wood and place a few plants on it. So her garden is actually very organized. And above that, she mounted that little stand up there, and she can hang a few plants on it. Look at that. Wow, such a beauty. Such a beautiful sight. I would live in this garden, believe me. So in the background, she's tending to her plants. All right, so we're not finished yet, you know. We're not finished because there is another section. Of course, this section has a variety of plants planted out in the soil. So, of course, a number of periwinkles. I'm seeing quite a number of desert rose, the pink ones. And her poinsettia, among other plants. And then she has a table here with, I'm seeing even a Hoya right here. But just look at this other concept. I like this concept. Let me show you. All right. Coming into her yard again. Let me start from the gate, from the other end. All right, so from the other end, she has epidendrum orchids and oncidium orchid mounted, and they're all in the full sun. Let me tell you, all in the full sun, and they are enjoying where they're at. Look at that. This is another stump, and on that stump she has bromeliad. She has other kind of orchids, and what she did, she actually uses the mesh and hold the, just using mesh to make a pot on the stump, and the plants are loving it. So her epidendrum, and of course she has quite a number of benches. Look at this one. Let me show you this bench. This is such a nice bench, huh? And beside that, we have mermaid atelier. This is a large pot of Dendrobium orchids, and I'm telling you, they are all in the full sun. Well, look at this. Listen to me. You think this lady is easy? This looks to me like something from the olden days. And this also is a wash hand basin, and she placed it in a stand, and of course there's an orchid in it. And the orchid is actually loving it. Yes. So she really utilizes whatever is available and, make her garden into something just special, which gives us ideas. Look at this. It looks like an animal. Look at that. Yes. But what is amazing is how she utilizes the tire. This is actually a grammatophyllum orchid, and she actually places it into the tire, decorates the tire, place plant medium around it, and the plant is very happy. Really a happy plant. And she has done that for a few others. Look at that. This is another gram. I like this idea. I really like this idea. So what she does, she actually place it on top of a stand. So they make a little stand out of wood, and place the tire on it, fill it with medium, and plant the plants in it, and they are loving it. They are loving it. So there we go again, another tree stump. This tree stump here, and she makes an harbor right here and place her orchids, whether under it, beside it, and however. And the orchids are actually just loving it. Look how healthy these plants are. Oh my God. Happy plants, happy garden, happy host. Yes. So of course, I just love this area. I just love this bench. So you know I have to come and have a seat on it and just enjoy this garden. Wow, this is awesome. This is beautiful. This is something to behold. So of course I can't help myself. I really can't help myself. I just have to get myself into what is happening here. Believe me, because when I look at this king dragon, the tag is right here, you know. Let me see what the tag is saying. It's a Dendrobium king dragon. That's what it is. And just look at how beautiful that is. And I like the concept with the stand right there, and with the idea of having the bromeliads right along the area here. This one I bought a small plant of this one from Evergrow, but somehow I don't think I'm doing the right thing with it. It's a Dendrobium Rena Zeran Pink. I don't think I'm doing the right thing with it, because look at this one. And I'm sure we all bought them around the same time, because I remember when they came in the island. But it is what it is. She has it. She has it going for her. And so, you know, we're just here to enjoy it with her and to share in her joy and to also get some ideas. So, you know, when we share videos like these, what it actually does is for us to just see how persons out there are doing things just a little differently from how we perhaps will do things. And that is the idea behind sharing. So Fiona, I tell you, I feel like I'm in orchid heaven.
Oh, yes.
And I know you have been the teacher.
Oh, yes.
And now it's the student. We'll have to teach the teacher, because
yes.
I tell you, what is going on here is really amazing. I'm proud of what is happening. I'm really proud. And I just like the way she incorporates all of her other things into the garden, and just have, you know, the garden with character.
Oh, yes.
Our
Her husband play a very
important role. Yes.
So all the little fixer-uppers, the little
Right.
chairs, the little tables.
Okay, so
Yes.
you see, when you have that support,
Oh, yes.
it is really important.
Look at
I
the
love
tires.
it.
That,
Yes.
That team over there.
Yes.
All her husbands working.
Yes, yes, yes. I tell you, this is
And
gorgeous.
it's so pretty.
Beautiful, beautiful, believe me. I would sit here all day.
All day.
So, we are at the end of another video. And if you really enjoyed, why don't you give me a thumbs up? And so you never miss another one of my videos, please subscribe if you haven't yet done so. And what we say in Jamaica is just fala baka me. This is the Orchid Doc, and I am sharing with you just how we grow orchids right here in Jamaica. I want to also thank Maxine for allowing me the privilege and the opportunity to actually showcase her garden. It is such a beauty, and I look forward to sharing it with you. Peace out.